Today, while I'm waiting for the paint, I just want to make sure the paint's not going to get damaged, so I'm going to let it harden a couple of days. Yesterday I didn't do anything in the garage. Since I painted them, I haven't done anything. I don't want to stir up any dirt, but they're 100% dry to the touch. And I think I'm going to start working on this door while I wait another day or two before I try and mask the paint off to prime the other side so I can get the other side painted up. So anyway, I'm going to pull a trim panel off. So this window doesn't work anyway, so I might as well start, I got to pull a door panel to fix the bottom of the door and get the window regulator out. So I'm going to get to pulling the panel here. The original paper on this door is in really nice shape, and I want to try and keep it in nice shape. So I'm going to take my, well, maybe it'll come off without, I just don't want to damage it. I want to be able to put it back on. There we go. That will save that for putting the door back together. Nice to be able to keep that. Alright, now I can get in the door. So I found the pieces of the vent window regulator in the bottom of the door, so I'll take the vent window regulator out and repair it. And these were pieces of this stuff that's sprayed in the door. You can see where it's peeled and surface rusted, and I'll clean all that up and paint the inside. I'll scrape all the loose stuff off and clean the inside of the door out, and I'll take a look at this. Is the window regulator part, and I think I'm gonna start working on getting this stuff apart, and that way I can clean the bottom of the door out and start fixing the rust in it. Get that vent window regulator out. There's a bolt that holds it way back in here to the window that pivots, and then there's a bolt there and there that hold the regulator to the door. So these parts here go in that part there. So that, and then this, and that's the window regulator. So that's a pretty easy repair, pretty common. It's probably 90% of the vehicles you see that the wing windows don't work. This is popped off, or this is popped off. Usually when these pop off, the crank goes in and out of the door as you crank it. Usually when these pop off, the window just doesn't want to work because that cocks in there like it is right now. So while I was fooling with getting that regulator out, I noticed that this part here was broken free from where it attaches to the window there. And I don't know if I try and re-weld that, if that'll bust the window, just tacking it on there or what. But and those look like the ends of rivets. And I pulled the leather stripping down, and they're definitely like riveted in right there. So I don't know if that whole window requires this, which is held in with 1, 2, 3 bolts and a screw. And so I don't know, I may need to replace this, because I have a feeling if I try and weld that, I'm going to bust the glass, the heat. Yeah, so that's back in there, but like I say, I don't know, I don't think it would look good, and I think I would take a chance on breaking the window if I had to weld that. So may look at seeing if I can get this whole corner piece with the wing window. I took this assembly out because I needed to get the glass out anyway, but there's a nut on there and there that I'll show you with studs that you turn out with an Allen wrench, and a bolt there and a bolt there. And then you take this little screw out, a little piece of trim comes off, and you can get a screw back there, but I guess that was totally unnecessary to take out, seeing that I didn't need to. But to get this assembly out, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then these studs that you use to adjust the glass and everything needs to come out too. So yeah, I couldn't get the regulator to do anything to get the glass out. So I just took that out, and I may have to undo the window track from the glass. May have to, I don't know, the regulator's just totally jammed and won't budge. I can't get it to do anything, but all that trim has to come off, or all this stuff has to come off, get these screws out, get this trim off, and that weather strip in there, as you see, needs to be replaced. So all that'll get replaced while the doors are apart. I'll have to take the other door apart like this too, but all the glass needs, you know, tweaking and adjusting so it all fits good anyway. Solid safety glass, car light, tempered. And then it looks like it has an FM-M30. And it looks like a 6 something B or D. And an AS maybe over here. AS maybe, I don't know, I can't really tell. It has a R there, a registered trademark there. I don't know what that is, but does it show up? Anyway, yeah, because of that spot weld broken. Suppose I could take the glass out and re-weld it, but the problem is it's not going to look pretty. You're going to see that, you know, because it's chrome. And I'd like to have that look nice. So again, if any of my tubers have a one that this, you know, this part is in good shape on the chrome, not all pitted or damaged. You know, all this stuff's in good shape. I'd be interested in seeing what you want for it, so I could, you know, replace this so it works properly. Otherwise, I'm going to be taking the glass out of the frame and welding it. There's some part numbers on it. So there's these screws that hold this track into these. This will be up here, and I got 2 of them out. There's 3. There's one up here, and that one is stripped. I can't get it out. I've horsed with it for probably 10 or 15 minutes. Right there. Is the light, does it show up? Anyway, I'm just giving up on trying to undo it with the screwdriver. I'm going to drill it out, and that way I can get the, hopefully get the glass out, and then I can deal with the regulator. So I finally got the window out. It only took me about a half an hour to get all this stuff out, and now I can get the regulator out and that trim off, and I'm going to leave the latch and the handle on, like I say, until closer to when I'm ready to paint the door. But let's pop that regulator out and see if we can get it out of there and see what's wrong with that. Kind of obvious why the regulator didn't work. That pivot is so badly, there, that shows better, so badly rusted up there I can't even budge it, and that caused the teeth to get stripped off on the regulator. I do have a new window regulator, so all good. And I don't know, I might take the doors off before I put the fenders back on. The door's really light without all that mechanism. It feels it anyway, but when I close it, closes nicely, but if I push down on it just a little bit, it closes a lot easier and lines up better without the glass in there. I don't know, maybe the extra weight is needed, but you can see it's probably a 1/4 inch higher here than there until I latch it. And so I think the door needs to come, you know, tilted this way, and the bottom needs to go in a smidge, because you can see it sticking out just a fuzz there. And when I kind of like to not latch it all the way, push down on it and get all that lined up, that sticks out quite a bit down there. So we may adjust the door really well before I put the glass back on, and then I can adjust the glass to fit the opening really well, and I think the door would work better. But I'm going to clean the inside of the door out and start working on seeing what I got to do to repair it. Screws that hold this trim on look like they're going to be a real joy to get out. I've been trying to clean the rust and dirt and stuff out of them so I can turn them out. but I don't know, I may end up drilling them too. They're easy to drill out, these screws. You just get a drill bit the size of the threads and you just drill the head off, and then you can get them behind with a pair of channel locks or vice grips or whatever and turn them out the way you're turning them in. And but I just want to see if I can get most of them out before I start drilling. So I was just put my ratchet on a it just takes a lot of patience. They're in really terrible shape. This one, the screw head's pretty decent on. That one loosened right up. That one's loose. Let's see if we can get this one. This one's really rusty. I don't know. Wow. I'm floored. Yeah, I didn't think that one was going to come out. Let me show you the front. These two are really hideous. Yeah, there isn't even enough to grip. This one I was able to bite onto and turn it with a pair of vice grips. I don't know if I can get a Phillips to turn it, but I can sure turn it with a, yeah. Alright, now got one more screw and we'll try the same thing, and if it doesn't come out, I'll, with the vice grips, I'll drill it. So I got it loose with the vice grips, as you can see. So we'll get this. I got to replace all the weather stripping along this door too. It's still kind of hard to turn that, so I'm just using the vice grips turning out the rest. So there we go. Well, a little bit of rust right there we'll have to repair. Little itty bitty rivets. They show up that hold that weather strip to the stainless. So I imagine the new weather strip, I don't know how it's gonna, I don't think it comes with the stainless. I think it's just the metal, this piece in here. So maybe it comes with something to where you can just rivet it or peen it, or I don't know. We'll find out when we get it. Put the light down in there before it, so you can see kind of the inside of the door before I start running the vacuum through it. It's not really that bad. It's in pretty good shape. Well, after vacuuming it out, it's really in better shape than what I expected to see. You can see the light through the outer skin here, where I knocked the hammer through. But the bottom of the door is actually pretty good shape. It's way better than I expected. You can see the little drain. I'm flicking them with my fingers, but yeah, I think that I'll pull the weather stripping off next. I took the rubber drain things off, and I was very careful when I took them off to not damage them. I want to reuse them. And I got all the weather stripping off and all the little clips that hold the weather stripping in off. The weather stripping I just kind of gently stretch, get one end off, and pull the other end off, and then they just like barbed things that push in there. I just pull them out with a pair of pliers, and I'm done very carefully so you don't break them. And so you can see there's a big brace right here. It ends right there. And it looks like stuff got in between that and the skin underneath here. Let me show you. So, yeah, I got to repair that. That'll be an easy repair. And the bottom of the door isn't too bad. That's as I took it apart. So I think the door is going to have to come off to clean all that up. And I'm going to have to replace some of this bottom back in here. This part of the door. But that's an easy fix because it's just a, it's straight across and then down on a little bit of an angle. And then this outer skin just folds over and pinches over it. And that's how I'll make the replacement panel. So when I can weld along here and then just have it bent over, and I can re-drill all that, and that's no problem. And so the metal comes down, like so, and then the outer skin I'll have a bend, and then I can just fold it over and re-pinch it, and then I'll seam seal this joint when I'm done. And when I'm all done painting the door, when the door is 100% complete, then I can get inside the door and oil and undercoat it. So can you see? Yeah, it needs cleaning up in that groove too. I'll clean all that up too. So right now I'm going to start cleaning all that up and knocking out the necessary rust. There's even date codes on the door. Looks like it says 420 30 maybe. 3D, 3C, 30. It's definitely 420. It looks like 420 30. There you can kind of see how I fold the metal down out from the outer skin, and that reveals the metal layer from that part of the door. So it's really kind of pretty cut and dry. It's a flat, a little bit of curve, which is no big deal. And a bend, which I can do on the brake, and then I can, bend it over and fold it against that after, I'll cut the outer skin out, then I'll repair the inner panel, then I'll put an outer skin on and fold it over. I don't know how far I'm going to go, at least to maybe to somewhere in here, because the rust holes end right there. It's pretty solid from there on back. I really worked it with a little screwdriver. This will, most of that will clean up, and I think a lot of that will clean up. I mean, where I've gripped it with the pliers over here, all the surface rust stuff will come off, and so I think that'll clean up. But I don't want to, if it looks rusty or chancy, I'll replace it. Who knows, maybe I'll replace the whole bottom inch of the skin, we'll see. But as far as the inner panel of the door goes, it looks like I need to replace it to maybe about here, this way. And the front of the door looks okay. It's just the outer skin. I'm going to cut some of this rust out, and I'm not going to use the plasma cutter because I don't want to burn through to the inner panel. I'm just going to use my Dremel, and if this wheel continues to break, I'll get a different one. But I'm just going to slowly cut away at the door skin and so I can get it off. right here where I want to be careful cutting. So I only want to go through the outer skin and not through the inner. Let me see if that was enough. I'll probably get a different something to cut that, but just around these edges, I just don't want to cut into the door itself. I don't know if this shows up in the video or not, but I can clearly see where the light is to the rust and where the cuts are. And I'm clearly clearing them. Let me hold it out here, there. Now you can see the cuts. So I'm going to cut out now down to that other cut, and then that's what I'm going to replace on the outside. So what you see rusted and bubbled there will be cut out. Now you can kind of see why these rot out. So there's this and then the sheet metal, so there's just a little, probably that much space in there, and it gets full of dirt and holds water and rots the door out. So I'll peel this around, and I'm going to take everything right off, and may have to wait until I get it off the car to grind the spot welds to get all this off. But I just wanted to open it up. I got to replace a little bit here. That's as far towards the rear of the door I need to go. That'll be an easy piece to put in. No big deal. You can see that heavy brace right there. From here on, the bottom of the door, this part of the door is really good. And I went around and really poked and prodded at all the rest of the bottom of the door, and so I'm going to have to basically come up somewhere around in here and down, kind of. Now you can get a good picture. So this is the inner skin right here. So that screwdriver is in between the outer skin and the inner skin. That's all the inner skin. So again, I got to repair a little bit of the inner skin here. I may cut this out a little further. We'll see once I get get all this off. But the inside of this isn't bad. It's just this is the bad part right here, where it's set right in here. But all this is actually really solid. I beat it with my body hammer and prodded at it with a screwdriver, and you really gotta try and get all the rust off. And I'll grind that out before I put a new piece on there and paint it. And then that way it'll help protect it. Paint it before I weld the new piece in, and most of the paint won't get burned off because I'm just going to spot in the jam, and then I'll just weld the full length along here, so there won't be any heat here. There'll just be a heat here, just where I spot it, the joint together, where it folds around on the other side of the door. Now you can see on the bottom of the door here, this is solid from here on. That's still body paint all in there. That's in really good shape. So it's just a little bit here, and this is actually solid metal. I may be able to weld in those rust holes and grind it off. We'll see. We'll see what kind of condition that's in. I gotta weld this up, that'll be super easy. That's nothing to do that. And but you can kind of see now without that, that's the bottom of the door. You can see how much it overhangs, the skin overhangs the inner panel. Now you can kind of see why doors are easy to repair. There's not a bunch of curves and bends and twists and body lines. It's pretty cut and dry, straightforward and simple. There we go. The whole outer body skin is off, and I can clean this all up and, like I say, repair this, paint it, and then I'll weld a new skin on there. In the meantime, I'm going to start removing the other skin. Okay, I determined I'm going to cut it out to here and replace all this to here. You can kind of see where the grind marks are. The reason why I decided to go to here was there's a little pinhole there, and I looked inside the door, and pretty much everything from here on that way looks pretty good. but on the bottom of the door, the channel, see how the sheet metal folds around is messed up? So that's why I'm going to replace it to about, that's about the grind mark is right about there. So I'm going to replace all this up. And I think I'll do that tomorrow so I can go in and edit up a movie to get on tonight. It's getting pretty late, and by the time I spend an hour, hour and a half, it's not so much the time editing as it is saving it to a file and uploading it to YouTube. That's, you know, I can do other things while that's happening, but typically it takes me about a half an hour, 45 minutes, depending on how long the video is, to edit it. And then it takes, you know, if it's a 40-minute video, it takes, you know, an hour and a half to save it to a file, and then another, you know, hour to upload it. So, you know, that's why I can do other things while that's happening. But I'm just gonna, I just kind of wanted to show what I was doing here. So I am gonna take the door off the car eventually, but for now I'm just gonna work on it on the car because of the, you know, lack of space I have. Alright, I'm calling it a day. If you like my video, hit the like button. If you want to see this door repaired, subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching.